The American consumer has defied bleak economic forecasts in recent months, but how much are they now cutting back? Welcome to Market Insight, I'm Elena Casas. Investors are eagerly awaiting September's retail sales number due out on Thursday. The last couple of readings were unexpectedly strong as Americans kept shopping despite the impact of inflation and concerns about the job market. But just how long will that continue? Well, to find out, I'm joined now by Jharonne Martis, Director of Consumer Research at LSEG. Jharonne, hi, thanks so much for coming in. What is driving, then, this stronger than expected spending?
Well, Lena, it's good to be here. Thank you so much for having me. So what we've seen this year is that the consumer has been dealing with higher inflationary prices. And as a result, they've been cautious and really sticking to the basic necessities. So as a result, we've seen that retailers have been giving us a lot of negative guidance. And then consequently, analysts are lowering their earnings projections because of this negative guidance, giving retailers a better cushion in order to beat those earnings estimates. And as a result, we're seeing that the outlook has been so bleak based on expectations for consumers. And still, the reality, like you said, is that the consumer has shown to be more resilient. Still, when we look at the second half of the year, our forecast at London Stock Exchange still shows a cautionary consumer, especially that there's a lot going on in the second half of the year.
There certainly is for Americans. How much do you think nervousness around the uncertainty of the election is going to affect people's spending decisions?
So that is the one particular element that is a wild card going into the earnings season for the fourth quarter. Because of the uncertainty, we're seeing that consumer confidence in general has been very volatile this year. Consumers are waiting and seeing what's going to happen before they fully feel confident. And we can see it in the readings. They're telling us, we're a little bit uncertain about future economic situations. They don't feel fully confident about the investment in the future. They do feel okay with their current economic situation, but also are very wary about what's going to happen with that employment number. That's the one economic indicator they're watching very, very closely. And even though we've seen some improvement over the last couple of months, if that number upticks slightly, we're going to see the consumer again pull back on spending.
As you've said, a lot of major retailers issued quite negative guidance ahead of the results that they have coming up this week and next. Does that mean they could surprise to the upside?
There is a possibility they could surprise on the upside. Still, when we look at the overall picture and we look at year-over-year percentage growth for retail sales, it's only a 2.1 earnings growth, which means that even though we've seen better than expected numbers, retail sales has still been pretty modest this year.
And what about the Christmas season as we gear up now for holiday shopping? Who do you think is going to be the big winners here? Is it all about the bargains this year?
It is all about the bargains. But what's interesting is the month of October marks the beginning of holiday spending. And in a collaboration with Centric Market Intelligence, we already discovered that the retailers are really lowering the amount of merchandise on sale and that average discount as well, which is interesting because you would think that they would increase the discounts in order to attract more shoppers, especially around Prime Week, which just happened last week. But instead, we're seeing the lowest average discounts since pre-pandemic, since 2019. And this is a tactic also retailers are using in order to protect themselves from lower margins.
Jharonne Martis, Director of Consumer Research at the London Stock Exchange Group. Thank you so much for joining us. And that's your Market Insight. Don't forget, you can watch more videos on Reuters.com.